gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the ReDonkulous.
Where Danny is a woodcock.
And Fireman Ed, yeah, there's an app for that.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
First up in the ReDonkulous, we got Adrian Peterson. And AP, well, he had to go pee-pee. And he went to McDonald's late in the middle of the night, and he begged the girl, the employee, to let him into the restaurant so he could use the bathroom. She did, and once her manager found out that she had done so, she got fired. The woman lost her job because she let the man go to the bathroom. She reached out to him. She reached out to him on his Facebook page, and he didn't even respond. That's just heartless. And 100%.
ReDonkulous. Next up, we have these PGA golfers. Blame it on the British. Leave it up to them to do some karaoke singing to Wham. Wake me up before you go. But you know, wake me up before you go. You know, they did that with the karaoke. It was filmed. They went ahead and put it on YouTube, and now it's all over the planet. Those guys doing karaoke. It was terrible. It wasn't just ridiculous. It was 100% ReDonkulous.
Now, the Cincinnati Bengals, they've had some hard times for years, and one fan is fed up. He ain't taking it no more. And he is selling his allegiance on eBay. And not only is he selling, he sold it for $510. This man, Brett Kostoff, sold his allegiance, and he said all proceeds will go to getting his new team's gear.
Good for you, Brett.
I'm so happy for you. You don't have to take losing like that. You deserve better in life, my friend. But the fact that you sold your allegiance is 100%
ReDonkulous. Next up, we have a kind of sad story. I don't know. This kid, he was trying to wear his team, his Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers gear on Seahawks Day at his school. Not only did he get shunned and ridiculed, his principal suspended him, sent him home, said, you got to go home. You're not wearing that today on Green and Blue Day. First of all, it's not even green or blue. It's like teal and sea blue. Look, principal, what are you doing for this kid? You're sending him home. He should be able to learn. It's 100%
ReDonkulous. Now, Ernest Wilford used to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's a very large man, as the police found out, as he was recently tasered. Not only was he tasered for acting a fool, they tasered him, then went up and put a stun gun to his neck, then tackled him and hit him with another taser, and he was still fighting him, and it took two of them to wrap him up. I mean, come on, son. Have you ever seen an old school where Will Ferrell gets hit with the neck with a tranquilizer dart? That's what I imagine with this guy, except with 1,000 volts of electricity running through his body. But the fact that this happened is 100%
ReDonkulous. Next up, in a very famous press conference with the New England Patriots, Wes Welker, he did the good old foot soldier. He made fun of, Jets coach Rex Ryan, and he just used foot, feet, any type of combination all through his press conference. And he got benched for what, all of 3 plays? I mean, I blame, what are you doing? It's more ridiculous that Coach Belichick didn't suspend him or for at least a half. That's just 100%
ReDonkulous. Now, Joe Theismann, we all love him as an announcer, but on the NFL Network the other night, he was trying to refer to Danny Woodhead when he did this. He referred to him as Danny Woodcock.
And don't forget Danny Woodcock.
And hilarity ensued. You saw Deion Sanders look at him. He's lying on the ground. His leg is flapping up and down like a dog who's in heat, like a rabbit who's doing a little thumper dance. I mean, this was just foolish. Everybody's acting crazy. Low the man's name is Danny Woodhead, not Woodcock, but the fact that you called him that is purely 100%
ReDonkulous. Next up in the ReDonkulous, we have another Favre messing with drugs. That's right. Brett Favre's sister was arrested for, I guess, creating her own meth lab.
Hit the pipe, son.
Let me tell you, kids, don't do meth. It's bad for you. I mean, Brett Favre had enough problem with his drugs, his prescription drugs. This lady, let me tell you, look, we don't need any more meth in this country, all right? Let's just don't do meth. The fact that you got busted for this meth lab is 100% ReDonkulous.
Now, the Chinese are good for a lot of things, like taking up all 90% of the world's air, but they're also good for making false NBA championship rings. Now, you too can own your very own Lakers championship ring. Instead of it being made of gold and bezeled with diamonds and all that other good stuff, it's made out of like brass. And it's embezzled with glass. But, at least you can pretend that you got your swag on and tell a girl if you're tall that you play for the team. No hope for me. But the fact that you've done this is 100%
ReDonkulous. Next up, we got the NBA. Okay, let me tell you, the Minnesota Timberwolves were teed up. 5 technical fouls in a span of 10 seconds. All right, I know you've heard of refs gone mad, but this is like refs gone ultra mad. The fact that this guy teed up the whole team, not only Brewer, he teed up Kevin Love, it was just a despicable display of disgust. And you know what? It wasn't just disgusting. It was 100%
ReDonkulous. Now, nothing says football like bets, BJs, and Bears versus
That's
Seahawks.
right.
And
Sure.
this fan out here in Chicago decided that, you know what, for the game, he was going to proposition somebody to come over, make a wager, and the loser would have to,
well,
fellate the other person. Now, where's the decency in America anymore? I mean, seriously, you want another man, woman, whatever your situation is, go out to a bar, a sports bar. There'll be plenty of drunk people out there for you to holler at. But don't put ads up like this. Come on,
Right,
son. It's
hey.
kind of pathetic, lame, and 100%.
ReDonkulous. Next up, we have this wonderful, I mean, absolutely wonderful contraption. This mini fridge is like a beer candy. It uploads. This guy was doing some sort of upload thing with his phone. The app went on and uploaded the fridge with a beer. And guess what? It shot a beer right into his hands from this mini fridge. I mean, you're talking about, I thought I was watching Data from the Goonies over here. It was just absolutely wonderful. But the fact that this fridge did this, it's 100%
ReDonkulous. Next up, we have a trio of Rex Ryan insults. First up was this epic newspaper cover by the New York Post,
Oh, yeah.
The Return of the Jet's Eye, where you can see portly Rex Ryan being Han Solo and Bill Check being Darth Vader. Then we had the other one talking about Lickum, which was the toes that the New York Post ran again.
Wife's
And then
toes.
finally, the Boston Weekend Weekly, whatever you want to call this thing, had one that said, "Why the Patriots will defeat the Jets." Now, Rex, you got to get this foot thing under control because
Yeah, you
everybody's making fun of you. Everybody from little girls to newspapers, you got to get it done. But the fact that these newspapers put this stuff out is 100% ReDonkulous.
Next up, we got, I don't know, this uninspiring missed dunk by this high schooler. All right, he went on and missed the dunk, hung on the rim, and it made me think of Daryl Dog and Shaq. This guy broke the backboard. But the thing is, he's a high school kid, so it just cost the school district some money and, you know, messed up the game for the night. So that's what made it so uninteresting, so uninspiring. And the fact that this guy cost this little kid cost the school district some thousands of dollars, it's 100%
ReDonkulous. But I hope it's not though, because they should
know,
go
right?
backwards. Next up, we got Lane Kiffin, and we all know he ballyhooed left out of Tennessee in the middle of the night to take the job at USC.
Despicable.
And apparently, the folks in Tennessee still have not got over his departure. So this gun shop, the Frontier Firearms in Tennessee, is running a promotion called Take a Shot at Lane, where you can shoot his bobblehead doll at the store with
That's
different
right.
firearms that you test them on, take them for a test drive. Son, this is ridiculous, but it was one of the funniest things I ever seen. Blast his head off. He was terrible with the Raiders, and as Al Davis famously said, he's a liar. But it's 100%
ReDonkulous. Next up, we got Larry Johnson back in the news. Not the old Kansas City Chiefs, not the old Redskins Larry Johnson. We're talking about Grandmama Larry Johnson. Grandmama. I'm talking about UNLV, Charlotte Hornets Larry Johnson, and he has his own sweet tea. It's called Grandmama's Sweet Tea. Sorry. And the fact that he's back in here making his own sweet tea is pretty innovative. But just having to look at that silly face and all that stuff, that big old muscular Grandmama, you know what? It's not only ridiculous, it's 100%
ReDonkulous. Now, Fireman Ed is one of the most hated fans on the earth for me. But
Yeah.
now there's an app where you can carry this douchebag around with you in your pocket wherever you go to hear him yell Jets, 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 Jets. I got something else for you. No, 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 no. I do not want this app. It's a waste of $1.99. You know what? I found another app. It's called the Pour Out a Little Liquor app. You can use that, pour out some for the fallen homies, get street cred. But the fact that they made this is 100% ReDonkulous.
Next, we got this women's basketball cheerleader fail, okay? It's bad enough that it's women's basketball and they have the cheerleaders that are going to mess it up. But this is like Bring It On gone wrong, okay? The guy misses the young lady who tries to do a vault off of his hands, and I mean, they both just collapse, hit the ground. She plants face first into the ground. It's such a heartfelt sorrow fail that I don't know what to say about it. But you know what it is? It's 100%
ReDonkulous. Now, nothing says ReDonkulous like white kids rapping, and we have a trio of this happening. In Indiana, these kids put this video together to kind of bask in the glory days of Indiana.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. Now, there's these other folks down here, the Kappa rap they did at Baylor University to attract recruits to come play for their basketball team. All right, get cuter girls, you get better basketball players.
That's right.
And then finally, we have this Love to Hear the Blues, this wonderful video put together by the people at Hockey Gods. I mean, nothing says ReDonkulous like people trying to parody Eminem and Rihanna. And the fact they did it is 100% ReDonkulous. And that's it for the ReDonkulous. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Remember, you can check us out every Thursday night at www.tnspsportsnet.com. That's tnspsportsnet.com. And until next week,
You stay classy, Atlanta.
my name is Bobby Knight and I'm hard as hell.
Pump the arms like you're in the mud. Shoulders down, chest open. Tighten your stomach. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Always slow and strong. 4 more coming. 4, breathe it out. And 3, think it up. It's 2, tighter.